So let's go with Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels is a fantastic player. I love watching him play. He does a lot of things well. One of the things that they did so well last year at LSU is that they were able to threaten the defense down the field, in particular with Neighbors, but they could do that because he was able to recognize the coverage, see it. He saw safeties downs, and then he could hit them over the top. I'm going to start with a play against Alabama where Jayden Daniels sees the defense move, okay? I believe this is Caleb Downs here, the safety. So at the snap, because of the motion, look, and he gets a safety down. Boom, he claps his hands, and now the coverage has changed. So what does he have? Well, now he has Malik Neighbors in a one-on-one situation. The guy has a rocket on his back, and look, he can just hit him deep for a big play. Now, is that a tough throw? Not in particular, but he understands it. And so the IQ is there. And it's all happening kind of like as the motion is coming in, as the safety is sinking right there, and he understands what is going on the football field from a full field read perspective. It happened again later in this game, and actually this is more like a 2-minute situation. And I want you to watch the safeties, and the safeties aren't going to get deep, but Daniels understands his route structure, and he understands ball placement. So watch this elite arm talent right here. That's covered. It's a great coverage by the safety. Proper leverage, and yet Daniels throws it on the back shoulder away from the defense. That's a great throw, which is the only reason that Lacey's able to catch the ball and get it in the end zone. That all happens because of the quarterback. He knows the coverage, and he can step up, and he's passing the football, and he's communicating with the ball placement of the ball. Later in this game, you look at his ability to threaten the defense with his legs. And this is a double-edged sword with Jayden Daniels, because in one respect, he has this ability. Boom, he spins out of the pocket. And now he's got the ability also to take a defender and make him miss in the open field. So now he goes back, but then watch, bam, he takes a big hit. Here's Dallas Turner with bad intentions, and he comes in, and boom, he takes a hit. That would be a concern for me. How many hits can he take in his career like that if he wants to be a runner? And yet, you don't want to take his ability to threaten the defense with his legs away. Why? Well, watch what he does to Ole Miss. So you go over to the Ole Miss play, and this is a designed quarterback run. Look, you're going to release linemen and the back up to the second level to block the linebackers. And watch this dude's top end. It's like, what? You don't see that all the time. He tops out at 21 miles an hour. That's kind of a magical number in football circles. If you can run 21 miles an hour or over on the field in pads, you're doing work. So long story short, like, he is a fantastic player. You see it in his reads and his ability to throw with leverage and understand the game from the pocket. He's played a lot of ball. He's also an elite runner, and he can make guys miss in the open field. He can split defenders, and he's got a top gear that not many people have on the field. And yet, like, that may make him susceptible, to more hits. That would be my one concern. But Jayden Daniels is fantastic. I think he's probably going to be the second pick in the draft. I think Washington's going to take Jayden Daniels. Let's talk about Michael Penix Jr. Okay, so his superpower is his ability to not just be a great thrower of the ball, but a great passer of the ball. You need to do that in two ways. Okay, quarterbacks have to pass the football with great leverage, first of all, and pitch selection. What do I mean by that? Leverage means is that you're putting your offensive player, your wide receiver, in a position where he has better odds to catch the ball than the defender. You've always heard, all of us say it, all the analysts, like, oh man, he's great in the 50-50 situation. That wide receiver, I tell you what, he's great in the 50-50 situation. Give him a 50-50 ball. Well, why give him a 50-50 throw when you could give him a 55-45 throw, or a 60-40 throw, or a 65-35 throw? See, the odds go in the wide receiver's favor because of the leverage he passes with. And he also does it with great pitch selection. Like a pitcher in baseball, I've got a fastball. I've got a cutter. I can throw it. So as a quarterback, I can change speeds. I can throw with touch. I can drive the ball. I can layer the ball. I can also sit there and just throw an absolute hammer in there. And I can be accurate and create yards after the catch, even in the short areas. He does all of that. He's an elite passer of the football. Let me show you why. All right, so when we go first to this play, this is a great example of pitch selection and leverage. It's just a slot fade, okay? And it's like, well, what do you mean? This is a nondescript play. Yes, it is, but he gets an outside release by his wide receiver, which means the defender's inside, and he's got a free safety that has no other threat around him. So he knows that this safety is going to be in the play. That ball doesn't bring the wide receiver toward the hash, it takes him away. Look at that ball is outside. That's proper leverage. So he's increasing the odds for his wide receiver over the defender. These receivers were fantastic, yes, but Penix was putting them in a position to succeed constantly, and he does it every single play. At least it seems when you're watching it. Let's go to a next play. You know, he played a great Oregon defense a couple of times, and he did this to them constantly. First of all, terrific stack release. He makes a great decision on time. The protection's brilliant, and Penix is going to throw the ball because this defender sits, so he's got the one-on-one going to the deep end of the end zone, and look at this ball. Bam, out in front of the defender. That is thrown perfectly. That's a touch pass. He's throwing a touch pass. It doesn't drag him inside. It's not short. It's out in front, and it's away from the defender. So now it's a 65-35 ball. It's not a 50-50 situation where the wide receiver has to come back to the football. He does this again in this Oregon game. And watch the pitch selection on this one. So it's not always just a fade or a touch pass. Now he's got Odunze down here on the fade, and he's got a defender on the hash. Okay, so this defender is close. Watch the drive he puts on this ball. Bam, he drives it to his back shoulder, and now he throws a back shoulder ball away from the defender. So he understands pitch selection, he understands leverage, and he's constantly making his wide receivers better players because of the way that he passes the football. To me, that's the mark of a great quarterback, and Penix is that. He is a great passer. Now, he's got elite speed as well. It's just that he doesn't want to show that as much because of the injuries that he faced in his career at Indiana. Let me show you the tight areas. It's not always just down the field. When you're in first down, what do you need to do? Create easy yards, okay? Leverage throws. Well, to do that, you better be accurate. Look at this ball up at the face mask in front of his wide receiver who can then run after the catch, and now 1st and 10 turns into 2nd and short. He did it again to Washington State later in this game. Again, nondescript. First down play. What are we going to do? It's a little RPO, and watch, he kind of gets on the back foot and just slings it out there. Where's the ball? On the face mask for his wide receiver to run. These are small things that make quality quarterbacks great because they get little yards. They turn 1st and 10, not into 2nd and 7 because the wide receiver has to reach behind him, but the wide receiver is just catching it on his face. The ball placement is impeccable. What does that turn into? 2nd and 3. It's these little yards that show up, and it's just because of small things like ball placement, which is arm talent, which is accuracy, and he does those so well. Thank you for watching the Joel Klatt Show YouTube channel, and if you liked this clip, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel, and you can stay up to date on all of my college football coverage.